To me, the ultimate creative force is, well, it's around us. It's nature. Nature has solutions for how to make things waterproof, how to be durable for hundreds of years if necessary, then go back to the earth as nutrients when it's all done. So why don't people make all their materials out of nutrients? I'm Luke Haverhals, we're at NFW. Today we're gonna show you how to make consumer goods at scale from plants, not plastic. I grew up on a farm and I saw nature growing all around me. And then I got a PhD in chemistry and I learned about how we make materials and I saw dissidence. The world we live in, trillions of dollars of clothes, shoes, interiors of cars are made from plastic. They're not just wasteful, they're toxic. One day I was working with some hemp fiber. What I observed was the fibers wanted to stick. And I had this sort of epiphany that plastics do one thing really well. You can mold them and shape them into about anything. And if you can mold and shape with natural materials, then humans all of a sudden can fit back in the original circular economy of life. It turns out that that idea is such a world-changing idea. It needed to leave the university and become a business. Myself and people like Steve Zika and Aaron Amstutz started working on prototype materials. Those first prototypes, we knew they were far from perfect, but we knew that with the right amount of development, these materials actually could work and work at the biggest scales.
At NFW, you can sort of simplify our design philosophy into what we call the ground rules. It's this concept of start well, stay clean, end well. And what that means is start with natural inputs that came from the earth and that can safely return to the earth. And if we want to end in a better place, we need to start radically differently. We're working to scale the first regenerative fresh latex supply chain in southern Thailand.
If the products you buy come from nature, those products can be the kind that can go back to nature. Say the question again.
Can you give me an overview of the different materials you produce?
We make Claris, which is a line of fabrics. Mirum is the world's first plastic-free leather alternative. Tunera is a family of foams. Pliant is outsoles for shoes, but it can be molded into other materials as well.
To be able to have one solution that the brand can work with, or one company such as NFW, and have 3, 4, 5 of the materials all being addressed, and that just makes it easier to collaborate, easier to move the project forward, but they all sort of come together pretty well in footwear. Contains multitudes of different materials. And so that's where it's really exciting now that we have these materials that can do this job without any toxic chemicals.
We're creating materials for world-leading footwear brands, automotive brands, bag and accessory brands, clothing brands. We're helping them make products that are waste-free, that are plastic-free, that aren't dependent on fossil fuels. The issues of climate are fundamentally business. This equipment already mixes up fossil fuels and plastics. And now we're showing the same equipment can mix plants.
We're using existing equipment that can scale, but putting all natural inputs into that type of equipment.
Our recipes work inside everybody's factories. That means we can have the impact at the biggest scale, at the scale of billions of people. If we don't have scale, we won't have impact. We have the spaceship Earth. It's the only one that works for 8 billion and counting people. And if people matter, then taking care of the planet matters. And that's why we exist.